What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Sheribowl94 here, bringing you another ball review video on the channel. This one's going to be with the Hammer Black Widow Tour V1. Let's talk about it. So this is the first time within the Black Widow lineup that they've modified this tried and true gas mask core, lowered the differential, and provided the fans out there with a tour-esque Black Widow within the lineup. But before I get more into the specs and some of the explanation of the engineering behind the core, what they modified within the gas mask core, I kind of want to talk about briefly, you know, some of the history of the Tour Series ball lineups out there with Brunswick. You had the Envy Tour Series, which was legendary. You had the Envy Tour Solid. You had the Envy Tour Pearl. And then now you have the discontinued those recently. And now you have the Effect Tour, which I actually have in my arsenal somewhere over yonder on my ball rack right now. But you get the gist that Hammer is no stranger to adding a Tour Series lineup within the repertoire of the brand. But this time it's the first time ever they actually added with the Black Widow series. So I kind of want to go more into the specs now and kind of give you a deliverance of what really qualifies this ball as a Tour Series ball. I'm pretty sure you are fundamentally, knowledgeable of what makes a ball a Tour Series ball. They've been here for years. But for the new people out there, let me give you kind of the specs of this ball and the key area of what makes this a Tour Series ball. So the Black Widow V1 is going to be powered by the gas mask low differential core. The core is going to be wrapped around the HK22 Aggression Hybrid cover stock. This is the same cover stock that's actually found on the Black Widow 2.0 series. The finish is going to be in at 500, 1000, 3000 sire patch, so it's going to be a solid finish ball. Lane conditions are recommended for a medium pattern. Reactions length with a continuous back end. And the core numbers are following for a 15-pound ball. RG of 2.50, differential of 0.034, and an intermediate of 0.016. So I kind of want to bring back to, again, what makes this ball a Tour Series ball? Well, it's that differential number. That normally is usually a higher number, especially with aggressive ASIM balls out here. So usually you're going to see about 0.5, 0.55, maybe even 0.58. The cap is 0.60. But going down significantly to 0.30 is usually what qualifies that for that Tour Series lineup. And what that means right now for the differential is that flare potential is going to shrink dramatically. Shrinking that wobbling effect and flare potential from, let's say, a 6-inch down to a 5-inch maybe, or 4.5 inch. This one off the bat, you're going probably sub 5 inches now flare potential for the ball, thus making a reaction a little less violent and more lengthy there, thus qualifying for a Tour Series ball. But to really drive the message home, I think a further explanation of what modifications was done to this actual core in the original gas mask core and what the engineers over in Brunswick did to kind of bring those numbers down. I think the best person to explain it is probably one of the guys that actually led the design portion of it. And I don't think the man needs an introduction. Without further ado, I'm going to let Mr. CEO Ron Hicklin from CTD, the former chief engineer at Ebonite International, explain the creation he made and the modifications that they did to the gas mask core. So Ron, take it away.
This is the gas mask core shape. This is the core and it's turned sideways. It has a puck on top of it. Now the puck actually increases the differential. For this particular ball, they actually removed the puck. That lowers the differential from 0.058 to 0.034. This core shape actually started without the puck on top in the Hammer Big Blue bowling ball. Then when it became Black Widow, I actually added a pancake on top of it, raising that differential to 0.58, and that's been the version that's been used hundreds of times thus far.
So kind of to really bring the summary back, or my overall reaction of ball, what do I think of the Black Widow, Tour V1? It's a Widow. It's just smoother. They really ironed out the length portion of it, but seeing that you still have the essence of a gas mask core just without the puck, you still get that continuous back end motion that goes through. It's just during the mid lane portion, it's just a lot lengthier. So it gets down a little bit further down the lane, but sees the back end, it's not going to overreact. It's going to be very smooth transition into the pocket and drive home like any Widow does. And that's one thing I love about the Widow series. When in doubt, Widow out. My overall reaction, I love this ball. This is a great ball. I'm definitely going to have in my bag, whether it be leagues, whether it be tournaments, sports shot league I'm part of right now, house shot leagues. This ball, especially if you're in high friction houses, this thing is good right here. I love this ball, but it's a Widow. Again, I'm biased. I love the Black Widow series and lineup. It's my favorite lineup from the Hammer brand. So I'm a little bit biased on that decision, but I will say a few things with this ball. Seeing that it's not going to have that high differential that you normally get out of the gas mask core and a Widow. You're going to have some portions where it's going to go maybe a little bit longer sometimes. Speed is definitely a variable you want to watch. This favors a lot more friction, being a very smooth, lengthier Widow. So playing closer to the friction, I highly advise that on a fresh shot. Obviously, you're going to bump in a little bit more, but there is a threshold that you're going to reach with any other ball. But with this one, it's probably be a little sooner than later of some 10 pins or some, one pin, single pin leaves out there. Seeing that usually in a puddle or big hooking this ball, it's not going to really get there as strong as it used to. Seeing that differential has been kind of diminished down to that 0.30 area by design, though. It's a tour series ball. It's supposed to be lengthier and not as violent of a reaction, especially in the mid lane roll category. And again, flare potential just being shrunken down. But overall, as I said before, it's a Widow. I love it. It's a really good fucking ball. It's a Widow, man. I got nothing bad to say. I know Widows are divided with some people out there. Some people love Widows, some people hate them. I'm a big fan of the Black Widow lineup and series. I've shot in well with them. I've shot in 700s, shot in 650s. It's a good ball. I really say this is a comp, especially if you're a rev dominant bowler, two-handed bowler, you have a high friction house, or you're looking something to handle more of, shorter patterns out there, or longer patterns that usually play longer within the threshold of competition that kind of dry up, especially within the front portion of the lanes. Let's go hit the lanes, but before that, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Appreciate y'all, love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.
Gonna come